right, now they can hear us.
All right.
Well, the thing, damn, now I have to give away those masks. Oh, man. So the question, okay, now that y'all can hear us, this is exactly what we're talking about. Why is it that us as adults, we don't take care of ourselves? Does it have something to do with childhood drama? Maybe you as a child, you grew up where maybe you was the black sheep and you never got the attention, you never got the love that you felt like you were supposed to get, especially from your siblings and things like that. So you grew up with this belief as far as, man, maybe they don't care about me because I don't even deserve it. Maybe I'm not even worth being cared for. So why am I gonna? Of course, I'm talking about myself too.
And the way you're talking about it, I felt that because I feel the same way. I mean, at one point, I thought I wasn't gonna.
So what was your response to that? As far as why is it that you feel like we don't take care of ourselves as adults now?
Okay, so I guess I will say different words this time. Because at first I said it doesn't have to do with the childhood trauma. It has to do with what you go through as an adult. But it can be your childhood trauma and it continuing into your adulthood. Yes, because you get so comfortable without realizing being in a certain environment that you fall in love with somebody who treats you the same way. You get what I'm saying? It happens to all of us in one way or the other. It doesn't even have to be with a lover. It could be with a friend or a different family member that you started hanging out with.
That's true. I just think that at the end of the day, we as adults, we should know better and we should want more for ourselves. So granted what you went through as a child, I could say probably we all went through, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but stuff as a child. I was going to say it, but let me ask you.
You can say it. So you can say it.
I'm saying we've all gone through stuff as a child, right? And some probably more than others. But at the end of the day, at some point, you got to accept responsibility for yourself and your own actions to do better for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you a perfect example. If you grew up with a crackhead mother and an alcoholic mother, are you going to turn into an alcoholic and a crackhead? Statistically, you're going to say yes.
Statistics have shown.
Correct. But if you want more for yourself, then you're not going to go that route.
But
I'm just saying.
That inner strength and
Correct.
Belief. And
you got to want more for yourself.
And it does. And that's why, I can definitely relate with you on that because I definitely feel like when you know better, you do better.
Correct.
And in regards to that, yeah, we all have gone through things as children, right? Or maybe not necessarily traumas, and it could be something that's happen in our adulthood, but at the end of the day, if we know we can do better for ourselves, like he's asking, why don't we take care or why don't we do better for ourselves as adults?
Because we get comfortable.
I think sometimes people can get comfortable and sometimes
Complacent.
Maybe they feel like they've tried certain things and they haven't had the outlook or the outcome that they expected or they feel that they should have, so they kind of just give up.
And that's why I think it ties back into what Stitch was saying as far as not feeling like they deserve the better. And that's why I said, like, with the complacent or being comfortable with it is like, oh, well, I'm okay with this because they don't feel like they deserve better, even though there's better out there.
Correct.
The crazy thing is that you were mentioning black sheep earlier on, but I feel like the black sheep is typically the ones who succeed.
They overachieve.
Exactly, because they're the ones who have to
constantly prove themselves.
Not even, like, take care.
And when does that happen?
When?
Yeah.
I mean...
because if you grew up feeling like the black sheep, then what you really felt was being an outcast. So at what point did you make that transition?
Because you give a... You care a lot more than the other people surrounding you.
I think I know why. I think I know how. I think you have to come up to this point where you're just pissed off, where you just fed up, where you just had enough. Because when you're a black sheep, let's be real, you don't even know you're the black sheep. You're always looking for acceptance and validation and everybody else to be, you just want to be cool with everybody else. And then you live in your life trying to be accepted. But at the time you look in the mirror, you don't even know your own reflection. I feel like once you feel empty, I feel like once you got your back towards the wall, once you feel like the only way that you could move is move forward or just completely give up and just kill yourself, I feel like that's the transition as far as when a black sheep actually makes the decision of, you know what?
It's time to do it.
Maybe they hated on me for a reason.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Okay, so earlier on today we were talking and he was saying something about sometimes you have to take one step back to be 2 steps forward. And I agree with that because there's been many times in my life where I thought that I was just going to crash and everything was just going to go down, down the hill. Nothing was gonna go right. But once I took that step back and went backwards, everything started lifting up effortlessly.
Yeah. Well, how y'all feel about waiting for love? So a lot of us, we've been heartbroken. I think me and you spoke about this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah. So you know about my analogy when it comes to that one. How do y'all feel about waiting for love? How do you guys feel about waiting for love? Y'all want y'all to tell me. I just want to let y'all know that I am going to be giving away 2 brutally honest face masks. Just like, comment, and share. Whoever does the most gets to take it home. All right. So. Is it wrong to wait for love? A lot of times we've been so heartbroken and things like that we'll be like, you know what? I'm tired of chasing it. I'm tired of looking for it. You know what? I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to fall back and I'm going to wait for love to come to me.
Or you grow it from within.
No. We're not talking about
We're not talking about self-love.
We're not talking about self-love.
If you feel like you're waiting for love, that's because you're expecting something. If you're starting something from within, then you're not expecting anything. It'll just come to you.
So you feel like there is something wrong with waiting for love?
In a way, yes.
Okay.
Sort of putting it out there in the universe for it to come to you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you should just be able to...
No, I disagree with that completely, Sid.
I mean,
I'll put it out there. Let me be the one to say it. No, you should not wait for love. That's just my view on it.
I mean, the thing is that...
So you think it's wrong to wait for love?
Yes, I think it's wrong for you to wait
she
for
feels
love.
the same way. So what's going on here, guys? Can we get along?
Why am I being yelled at?
Yelled at.
I'm just kidding.
Talk to me, Nina. How you feel about
I'm
that?
just saying, like, if you don't quote unquote wait for love, then all you're doing is settling. You're settling for everything that's coming your way. Now, granted, a lot of people do this nowadays. They settle for, well, this person's gonna be here. Well, this person can do this, and this person, and that's not necessarily waiting for that one person who's gonna love them. And like we talked about this before, I always say that and it may sound crazy, and people will say I'm crazy, but I do believe that there is a quote unquote a perfect person for everyone. Granted, we know that nobody is perfect, but when you wait for that person who kind of fits that last puzzle piece in your framework, I don't know what the right word is, you'll see that everything in that relationship is just gonna go smooth. But if you keep trying to force stuff in there, it's not gonna work. So what you're doing is just settling. Well, this person's gonna help me pay the bills, or this one can help me get my sneakers that I want, or whatever the case is.
So you do believe
or buy you food.
So
exactly. You'll be a food digger for that one. But I'm just saying.
So you believe in destiny?
I do believe in destiny.
Okay, I completely don't.
I do believe in fate and destiny because I have a lot of stories that kind of can back that up in my situation.
Is fate and destiny the same thing? If they were, they would be the same word. So if it's different words, there has to be something that distinguishes the differences, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
Betty Perez, after so many experiences, it's not about waiting. If it comes, it comes.
Correct.
If not, then I'm just gonna keep on loving myself. Alright. Mike Stover, I appreciate you, King. I come from the 80s, and trust me, when I say I've been through trauma, I got you. If it's not dealt with or helped along the way, in the long run, it can damage one person's ability to grow. Amen. Love that. Alicia, love just happens.
Correct.
Betty, exactly.
But you gotta put effort in. You definitely gotta put effort in.
So you don't believe in love at first sight?
It's like
you ever met somebody
feel like
you just feel like an automatic connection
can look
to them from no, and
yes.
you can't understand why you have that connection. With
exactly. Yes, I do believe that you can have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have, you know.
But that feeling is not always
right. But that's where you
translated into intimacy.
Yes, exactly.
It could just be friendship. It could just be platonic.
Correct.
It can.
But there's a certain connection that you know is just gonna not just be a friendship. There's gonna be something more, or that it should be something more.
But you have to be mature, mentally mature, emotionally mature, and also be aware, because let's say you feel this connection, and it could be just platonic, and it could be friendship, right? But you let's say you switched it like it's lust. Like now, like you really feel this person, when at the end of the day, you was just missing their companionship and their friendship, not their kisses or anything like that. So sometimes a lot of us could get confused. I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in destiny. I just know that in the afterlife, I want you next to me. I'm just saying though, I feel like
shameless.
Maybe it is. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. I don't know, right?
Like I said.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like we can, if we really wanted to, we can always make it work with anybody.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, no one is saying that because you can, as long as both parties want the relationship to work. You know what I'm saying?
But even if it doesn't work, you gotta think of a situation as a lesson and a blessing, because Correct. You can learn something and you can also look at it as something that.
Okay, so watch this, guys. Everybody that's in a relationship, do y'all feel like y'all was meant to be? Do y'all feel like that was the one? They all gonna say yes until the breakup happens.
I'm not saying yes until we get married, okay? I'm not saying yes until we get married.
Angie, you can't blame people from your past or present, like family, for your own path or actions. You are your own self-worth. It's up to you to make the right decisions. I love that. Mike responded to agree. Now, it's not always easy to do when someone is hurting.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Shout out
it's not easy to do. Yes, and it's not easy to do when you're mentally blind because of everything that you've been through. So.
But see, I think she hit it on the head in the beginning when she said it shouldn't be hard.
It shouldn't be hard.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it shouldn't be worked on if it's worth it. But it shouldn't be hard. If all you're doing is bumping heads and it's not easy,
it's a problem.
That might not be your one. Exactly. That might be what you're settling for because you like that person for whatever the reason may be. Might be outweighing those red flags.
But what if you have the mentality of saying, "Oh, God is just challenging me to see how bad I really want it."
Oh man.
No,
I mean, you got me with that one. I love a challenge. I love a challenge.
I used to be that same way.
That'll be me. I'll be the one, running my head into the wall.
I love a challenge, but
like
I'm not gonna live my life in a relationship with someone that I'm just gonna constantly be arguing with. God is not gonna give me that kind of a challenge. God is gonna want me to be loved.
So what type of friction are you talking about? Because you're saying as far as it should, for the most part, it should be smooth. It shouldn't be.
I mean, people in relationships, you're gonna have issues, you're gonna have problems. That's a natural thing. But if you can't overcome that, you gotta be able to come to agreements and compromise with one another. But if you got someone who's constantly like, you know what I'm saying, like just kind of constantly beating your head, so to speak.
Exactly.
And there's no compromise and there's no open, honest discussion or conversation about whatever situation.
At that point, it's over.
Exactly. At that point, what do you have? You don't have a relationship. You have a freaking war zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not living in a war zone. I'm good.
Betty, I don't think it's love. It's more like an infatuation.
Exactly.
Agreed. Alicia, it's an unexplainable chemistry. As far as you're talking about the connection.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally feel like love is almost unexplainable. No words can truly do it justice.
Exactly.
When she says that, it brings a thought to my mind when it comes to people will judge you based on their own lenses that they carry. And what I mean by that is like if I see you with another man and then I'm seeing the relationship that you guys have, right? And there's some things that I don't agree with, or maybe some things that I don't understand, but me and you, we're cool and we're talking, you're talking to me about your relationship. And now I'm using the pain from my lenses to tell you, you don't really love that guy. There's 5 different love languages, that's number 1. And I also believe that no one can really tell you when you love somebody or when you don't somebody. Like, how the hell do you know?
I was just going to say that. You don't know what's in my heart. You don't know what I feel when I'm with that person. If my heart is jumping, you don't know any of that. So you can't say whether I love or don't love that person. You know what I'm saying?
Is it wrong to wait for love? No. Well, I'll give you a quick analogy before we go on to the next one. So the analogy is this. I am hungry, girls. I am starving. Oh my God, I gotta get something to eat, so I'm driving. Oh, well, let me go stop at this buffet. Okay, they got food. What type of food? I don't know. I just know that I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna go into the buffet and see what up. So I go to the buffet. And I sit down. So I'm sitting down, but they got service. It's a nice buffet out here. I was like, damn, I've never been out here. So the server comes, hey, how you doing? All right, cool. So the server goes, he takes the plate. He prepares his plate for me. Oh, he's getting out. He might like shrimp. Oh, I know he loves crab. Oh, let me give him some lobster. And then by the time he comes to me, I'm like, I'm allergic to shellfish. Like, or he's out here giving me Brussels sprouts. Don't hate on me. He's out here giving me Brussels sprouts and all this, and I'm like, what the heck is this? So now stick with me, guys. Is it wrong to wait for love? So if I'm at this buffet and I let the server serve me, and he comes to me with a plate from his own choosing, so now I can only choose from the options that came to me, why should I be complaining? Shouldn't I have gotten up and gotten the plate myself?
Hold on, I'm gonna answer your analogy in a second.
Because I got another rebuttal before your answer, so go ahead, give me.
You ever been, hold on, air flip, okay? You ever been so hungry that you eat this, and that, and then everything that you eat still didn't satisfy you?
No.
So you can't say no, okay? So
I'm still full. I might still want that, ese mofongo, pero I'm good.
You could be full, but you're not satisfied. So that person bringing you all these options on that plate, you'll eat it because obviously you got to satisfy your hunger, right?
No.
Yes, you got to satisfy your hunger.
I could also do this, Nina.
It doesn't mean that you're going to be
Nina, why can't I just do this? Why can't I just do this? Why can't I
mean, you can do whatever you want.
But I'm just saying, I'm asking, why can't I just leave the buffet?
You can.
So I could just leave the buffet and go to a restaurant that I actually know serves the food that I like, right?
You can.
So then that's the answer. So I don't have to eat at the buffet.
Correct. You don't
I could eat where someplace that I like.
Right.
So let's switch the buffet. Let's take the buffet out the way. So we take the buffet out the way. And we put like, okay, so I'm looking for a woman or something like that, right? So what type of woman do I want? Shouldn't that determine as far as the locations where I go? Like, let's say if I want a shorty that's homeschool, que tranquila, that she's not a party head, should I go to the club to meet her?
No.
Exactly my point.
No.
You have to go to the right places.
Not
because if you don't, you're only going to have the options that you see. And like you said, hey, you're hungry, you're going to eat, but you're not going to be satisfied. So after, you're going to keep on looking. So why the hell am I keep going to the same club when they got the same options? You feel me?
Go to a different club.
No, don't go to Publix.
Book club.
Right? I was going to say, it's different. Do a different kind of club altogether. She said join a book club.
I'm just saying, you can eat, quote unquote, but that doesn't mean that you're going to jump into a relationship with that person. They're just satisfying you for that moment until you, quote unquote, find the one that hits that spot. That's gonna make you love them or whatever the case is. That's for topic number 8, okay? Or wait, no, topic number 5. Yeah, topic number 4 and 5.
Yeah, there we go. We say
we'll wait for that response.
Gotta hit
that
button.
So, have y'all ever gotten back with an ex? Just trying to transition to the next one.
Unfortunately,
not officially gotten back, but definitely trying to work it out.
Yeah.
And it never worked out again?
Nope.
Okay, thank you, Nina.
Yes,
to you.
Yes. So I've gotten back with an ex, and then I've, like she said, trying to make it work with another ex. Not at the same time. I'm just saying. Make that clear. But yes, I've gotten back with an ex years ago. We broke up because someone told him that I was cheating on him, which I wasn't, and we ended up getting back together afterwards when he realized that I wasn't cheating on him or blah, 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 so on and so forth. And then he just kept saying, well, I'm going to get you back. And I'm like, but there's really nothing to get me back for. So his intention for getting back with me was to kind of get me back because he thought I cheated on him.
as far as revenge.
Exactly. So it didn't
that
work
was
out.
petty.
And we were together for 5 years.
Yeah.
Keith?
Wow.
We were young, you know.
Unfortunately, yes. I have gotten back with the next. But the sad reality, Stitch, if I'm keeping it brutally honest, which this show is, I'd probably do it again. I mean, I like what I like. And when things don't work out, sometimes, we say we tried everything to make it work.
Right.
Sometimes we have to separate ourselves and look at it from different lenses, as you was mentioning before. And sometimes you might realize, okay, maybe I can give it another try. Now, I have tried it, and no, it didn't work out. The same damn thing happened to me the second time that happened the first time. And ultimately, like what you were saying, when you get back with somebody, the one thing I can honestly say, and this probably rings true for everybody, is it is not like the first relationship.
It's never.
It's a completely different relationship with the same person.
See,
getting back with an ex is like reheating McDonald's fries.
Well,
it just doesn't taste the same anymore.
Hold on.
You don't do it. Like,
It
just they go in the garbage. There's no reheating.
Well, here's the
Don't
thing.
put them back in the oven,
Here's
son.
the thing.
That's like you're deliberately
I think-
giving yourself the
I think it kind of depends on the reasons why you broke up in the first place.
where I want to get to.
Because I mean, if the breakup was traumatic, you know, abusive and whatever the case is, then obviously, you know, it's not gonna work. But here's the thing. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get back with an ex, because you can. But what you have to do is rediscover one another. Okay?
Love that.
Because what happens is, you know, you can be with somebody and then years later meet up with them and be hanging out and you know, seeing where it's gonna go in the future. But you have to, like I said, get to know each other once again. Rediscover.
All
one
right,
another.
we gotta keep the show. Let's keep the show going.
Yeah.
Betty, I beg to differ. What if one day she decides to go out and you happen to be there at the club also, and she's the one?
Exactly.
Those happens. Those are rare occasions, though, where we're not gonna talk about rarities. We're talking more in general. I'm not disagreeing with you. It does happen. It doesn't happen often.
Just never like
Angie Bell Ruiz says, Mira, if you're going to be waiting for la madre de love to find you without you making any action, bendito, you will stay waiting. Just like a person saying, I need a job, but if you don't get your ass up and fill up some applications, what job will find you? So now to answer that, her analogy when it comes to a job, okay, so I'm unemployed and I need a job. I can apply at McDonald's. McDonald's will hire me and I work there, but I'm not satisfied.
Correct. No. Well, I don't know if you would be. I wouldn't be. But
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
So yes, you might fill up the need,
Correct.
but you're not gonna fulfill your own desires.
Right.
So yes, I do agree that at the end of the day, it starts with you. You have to make the initiation, but you also have to place yourself in positions of winning, not losing.
Correct.
Place yourself in the right surroundings, the right environment, the right people, the right type of love, positive energy. Put yourself in those situations, and I guarantee you, whether you find love or not, the only love that you should be worried about is the one within, right?
Yes, so.
Alright, so okay, so have I ever gotten back with an ex? No, I never have. My dad always taught me, always move forward and don't look back. Don't look back, always move forward. But I do agree with something what Nina said, is as far as it does depends on the reasons of the breakup. And one of the things that I can talk about from my own personal life is, for example, if I broke up with my ex because we couldn't get along with the kids, and the kids was under 10. It is what it is, but let's say 5 or 10 years passes and the kids are out the house and whatever. She's not the same person.
Exactly.
I'm not the same person. So it's just like Nina said, getting back together, not comparing it to what y'all had. You already know y'all can get along for whatever, but rediscovering the new person that you're encountering.
Exactly.
But what I really want to know is, if the sex is whack, are you going to get back with the ex? I doubt it. But let's just say this. If the sex was whack, is that a deal breaker?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is. Don't
Absolutely
front.
it's a deal
Don't
breaker.
front. Don't front. You know it is.
Let me say, look, if you're gonna say that it's not a deal breaker, then you've never had really good sex. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm gonna put that out. I'm sorry, everybody is
I knew this was
different.
going to be good.
Everybody is different. You gotta learn, you know, people like different things, and sometimes a man is going to
I'm listening.
Sometimes a man is going to, you know, have sex with you the way he had sex with somebody else, thinking that that's what you like, but in reality, he just needs to learn your body.
Oh man, I love that you said that though, because here's what I would say to that. Is it a deal breaker?
Yes.
It used to be. I'm gonna be completely honest, Nina.
I'm gonna be
Look,
brutally honest.
but of course, you got your opinion, but hear me out.
The worst sex ended up being the best sex for me. Let me tell you.
Here's the reason why I say that though.
Okay.
It used to be like that. Like, man, if it's whack, I'm going, because I can have better sex with somebody else. I ain't even got to deal with it, worry about it, whatever the case may be. Here's why I say the difference is.
Okay.
Is if I feel there's a connection with this person and I feel like there's something there, right?
Okay.
I'm going to work at it. And it's like she said, sometimes you just have to learn a person, or from a different angle, or in my perspective, sometimes you have to teach a person
Okay.
what you like and don't like, and also figuring their
okay,
needs out.
and I can agree with all of that. However, if you have chemistry and connection, the sex should be good. Yes.
I feel like
the
because if you
sex
have
could be
disagree.
good, but it can't be completed
I'm not going to
if you're not
disagree,
comfortable. And
but I'm just saying,
there's
let's say
different
you
factors.
have an emotional connection, like a friendship, somebody that you connect with, y'all talk with, and this, that, and the third, and it goes to that next level. And when it goes to that next level, that person wasn't up to par to what you want, but the chemistry, the connection, as far as the conversation.
Again. For me, it's a deal breaker.
So,
I'm sorry.
so even if everything else felt like the rose petals and the butterflies and those type of things, but you got down to it and it's like,
what? No.
he didn't cut it, and that's it. He's done.
It's
You don't
done.
even get another shot.
Nope.
Stick with it.
So he don't even get the. He don't even get the look.
No.
It was
Bro,
okay.
she's being
just all
brutally
you had to do
honest,
was
bro.
this.
I'm being 100% brutally honest. No. And not mine.
She said no.
Yeah, it's just a no.
If the sex is whack, is that a deal breaker? If the sex is whack, would you still deal with the person? When Nina says, if the chemistry is on point, then the sex should be good. But at that point, it's not really sex. It's actually called making love, and you're actually enjoying the time that you're spending with the person, the intertwining of the feelings and emotion and the energies between each other. So it's not just sex. So at the end of the day, if the sex was whack, yes, it is a damn deal breaker. I ain't sticking around. So keep on here talking about, oh, you got a teacher and all this. So keep it. Let me ask you this. Hold up. Y'all don't like this.
Listen, watch porn
know.
and then figure it out.
Keith.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I'll pinpoint you. I'll point you in the direction.
She doesn't know how to give head, Keith.
Okay.
She doesn't know how to give head.
So,
how are you teaching her that?
I'm gonna tell her to go on Pornhub.
Now it's Pornhub.
Search.
Exactly.
Hold on.
No.
I'll tell her to search a
Maybe
few
that'll work
things.
with other women, but
no, they got
She's 30.
watch
She's
somebody-
30 years
tutorials
old.
on there.
She's
I
30
watch
years
a lot of
old.
tutorials.
You
Watch
can't
the
teach an
movie-
old
watch
dog
the
new
movie with
tricks.
Tiffany Haddish and the grapefruit. I mean, what
the
you
only
mean?
way
What you
I
mean?
learn how to
What?
do it
Google
is
Tiffany
really
Haddish and
I've never
grapefruit.
been this open out here. I gotta do it myself in order to learn. That's all I'm gonna say. And if I like you that much, then it's going down.
Okay, so I'm gonna rock with Keith. You know what, Keith? Fuck, F it. I'm gonna stick with you. You know what? If the sex is right, it's not a deal breaker. I'm gonna still deal with it. Okay, so she doesn't know how to ride. Fine, I'll put my hands on her, maneuver her, guide her. That thought. But as far as her, with fellatio and going down on me and stuff like that, oh, I get it. I'm gonna call up my ex and ask my ex to give her pointers.
No. I don't know
You
where
know
that
what?
came
You know
from.
what?
I don't know where that came from.
Wait. I have to
He
laugh.
wants you to agree with him.
No! I didn't say that.
I have to.
I didn't say that.
I have to
Cut,
laugh.
cut, cut. Nobody didn't say that.
I have to laugh.
That's not what you meant.
Wait, listen. I have to laugh because and this is gonna be TMI, but
funny.
we're being really honest, right?
Hey,
Yes,
we're all
that's how
adults
we
here.
do.
If nobody can handle that, they can hop off.
Judge
Okay,
free
I thought we was
Judge
all
free
adults, but
zone.
Keith is still messing with little girls that don't know how to
Wait,
get head.
what? I didn't say that. I didn't even bring that up.
You know what society we live in?
So years ago, me and my ex had broke up. This was years ago. And he got with another girl, and he was always calling me. And I'm like, bro, do you want me to teach your girl some stuff? Because I
It
can teach
happens.
her. I can teach her so you can leave me alone. And he's like,
Oh my God,
he goes,
Can
you
you
do
do
that?
He took it serious.
I was like, are you
That's a
kidding
big-
me right now?
But
Like,
honestly,
I would have said the same thing.
But honestly,
Like, wait.
but
I mean, you gonna throw it out there like you do that?
I was pissed off, so I said it like angry. I was like, you
it's
know,
true
but-
what
but
Angie
it's
says
true,
though.
you know?
She's like, listen, after time, a person will get tired if the sex is whack. You're absolutely right. They can hell no, they're gonna get your webbles taken
I mean,
off.
if there's no change, then yeah, and that's what I was gonna
I'll
say
tell you
before.
what, if
If
it's
you
not-
tell them you like this and they don't do what
But-
you like,
okay, but
then
you
it's
know
like,
what?
okay, I'm not gonna keep telling you the same damn
But
thing.
all those conversations, honestly, should have happened before you even lay down with that person.
You ever have spontaneous sex?
Yeah,
I mean,
Things happen in the spur of the moment. Sometimes you just gotta like grab her by the head and do what you gotta do. And,
But okay,
and,
but if
and maybe
he's
she
my
didn't
man,
like
and
that.
find out what you like.
if he's my man,
Grab his
yeah, pull me by the hair and do what you gotta do. But just,
I missed that.
you know, and that's why I keep it low.
I know.
So what? Okay, so keep this. This is where we'll shut up and we'll listen.
It's just not going to be with.
It's time for us to listen now, girls. It's time for us to listen, my queens.
Yes,
women.
It's time
Okay,
for
we
us
know
to
what we
listen
want.
now, my queens. What makes some man bad in bed?
When he freaking doesn't let me do some moves, like why are you pinning me down? Like let me get on top. Let me do something. Let me make you a little.
Nah, it's that you was a freak. You came through with butt plugs talking about this ain't for me. This is for you.
No, the butt plugs and everything. The toys come later.
It's gonna be an interesting
Okay.
one.
The butt plugs and the toys come later.
Don't you have to gradually bring in, because some men don't like that. I'm just saying.
Gradually.
But you
That's true.
gradually
Girls
bring
feel
it
that
in.
way.
You're absolutely right. I need to
Girls
have a
feel that
conversation before. You're
Girls feel
absolutely
that way.
right.
You need
Save
to
those
have a
toys.
conversation
No,
before.
I'm good.
I say bring the box.
Listen.
So what makes a man
Exactly.
bad in bed?
I know there's a box.
Selfishness.
Bring the box.
Selfishness?
Selfishness.
Okay, I can see that.
Box. I have a whole drawer.
Someone who doesn't know how
Then
to
pull
eat.
out your favorite.
You see, typical man. We're supposed to be listening and
I
you're
am
still
listening.
there.
Like
You're right. The men don't listen.
Like
You're
I said.
right. You see, you just proved it wrong, man. What makes a man bad in bed? I need to know. I'm writing down these notes, guys. What makes a man bad in bed?
For men that don't listen.
There you go. That's number one.
Alright.
Open to trying things. Not open to trying things.
Oh my God, Angie, te pasaste con esa loca.
Oh, man.
Alright, so check it. Betty says lack of confidence.
That's actually a really
Keith,
good one.
this is come on, this one.
I'm listening. Betty said it. I'm listening. I'm agreeing that's a good one.
Have you had some bad experience you want to talk about?
No, bro. I'm
No.
just saying, like,
All right.
I mean, the question was what makes a man bad in bed. It didn't say what makes a woman bad in bed. I'm just.
Yeah, we had a whole show on that one. That should tune in on that one.
let me know.
Nah, so she's
let
like,
me know when that one's ready.
Lack of
I got
confidence.
lists.
I could see that. Selfishness. You said that. I
I said
can
that.
understand where you're coming from.
Someone who doesn't know how to eat.
No, he
Listen,
he just came from the buffet,
Oh,
so he's
okay,
full,
no.
but he's
Yo.
not satisfied.
My feelings.
Then neither will I if
That's
he's
what he
eating
done
buffet
said
from
that.
somewhere else.
I can say it.
Second.
They can not hard enough.
Someone who can't keep it up.
Yeah.
Someone
That's
who just
bad.
doesn't know
And I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man.
a woman's body and the parts that are,
And how to move them hips.
Anatomy
You
was a
gotta
really
move
good
them
class in high
hips.
school.
yeah, exactly.
Move them
You know what I
hips.
mean?
So y'all can't mess with a guy with ED, erectile dysfunction.
You can't. How? What am I supposed to do? Like SpongeBob, Squidward, there's nothing I can do.
Squidward.
She went there, bro. She did.
I seen the look in her eyes when she said that.
I'm listening.
I mean,
Shut up.
you want it brutally honest, you're getting
That's-
brutally
that's-
honest. It is what it is.
Oh man.
Like there's nothing you can do if it's
And that's the
sloppy.
problem. That's the problem I have
Sloppy.
with y'all women. Y'all don't understand that it's a lot harder for men
Listen.
to get aroused than it is for a
Listen.
woman.
Not
At the
all.
end of the day,
Nah.
a woman would have to just open up.
Not if there's chemistry and
I
connection.
mean, open up how.
A man actually
Because a
has to
man
get
can-
ready and stay aroused.
Listen.
The thing is this.
Not
Alright, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be honest.
Hear it out. I want to see
Alright.
where you're going with
So
this.
check
I
it.
have that also
I think
because
I know, but I want to hear what
he's
you got
like
to
just
say.
a pineapple under the sea right now, so I need to
It,
know where
it
he's
goes
going
like
with
this.
this.
A lot
If
of
you eat enough
times
pineapples, there's
when a
some
man has
there.
an episode, when a man has an episode of ED, the woman that he's with, like you said, what am I supposed to do? Nothing. There's actually a lot of things that you can do.
Yep.
The number one thing is not focus on it. I guarantee you guys that if y'all didn't focus on that moment, 5 minutes after is getting it on.
Okay.
The issue with that is that when you focus on it, it actually makes it worse. And this could be a lot of things, but like let's say fatigue, tired, stress. These are facts. This is actually proven. But one of the things that I want to mention as far as what makes it worse than all of them, for an example, if me and you together and I can't clock into work yet, right?
Then eat.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes, you're absolutely right. I can definitely do that and make sure that you're satisfied. Like, let's say if I can't do it, then I should do my part to make sure that you're satisfied.
Exactly.
But you should also do your part as far as understanding the man, because the worst thing that a woman can do is actually blame herself why the man can't get aroused. Like, if, for example, you're telling me, is it me? Is it something that I say? I don't turn you on enough anymore? Now, it was just a moment. Now, you're bringing out your own insecurities in the mix. Like, mommy, if it was you, I wouldn't even be here right now. Mm-hmm. So those are things that you can actually do when you're going through those episodes. If it could happen one time, maybe two. That's all. So, I think you're talking about when it's like more consistent. That's something else.
So here's the thing with that. Then you should be able to communicate that with your partner.
Yes.
And let them know that.
Yes.
Let her know that.
Yes.
Listen.
I don't know, man. Have you heard you? Have you heard it? You said it. The sex is whack. You out. That's it. It's done. Now there's time for communication afterwards. You see how it changed things? She was brutally honest with her no.
Time out. At this point, we should be in some type of relationship if that's the case.
But that's what I said. You were in all of that. Sunshine and rainbows. And the sex happened and it was whack and you're gone.
But you see, that wouldn't happen because if I'm in a relationship with someone, it's because they hitting it right.
Yeah, Iris.
You ain't even getting in a relationship.
Iris says, no, that's the problem. Hold up, guys. Iris says, no, that's the problem. See, woman.
Hey, Iris,
I thought it was just men that can't listen. What happened?
That's my homegirl. That's my homegirl, Iris. What up, Iris?
So talking to Nina's homegirl, Iris, she says, no, that's the problem. You men think that it's easy for a woman to get aroused just by opening up. It is the opposite. You have to make love to her mind before she can get aroused. Exactly. I agree with that 100%. When I said, oh, it's easier for a woman and all that, I was just being a little playful so I could actually prove my point. But I actually don't mean that. I do understand that it actually takes... I do agree with this comment 100%.
Absolutely.
You definitely have to open her mind before you open her legs. I agree. No disagreements come from me from that at all. But I do. You know when I feel the relationship is over though? I'm gonna tell you when I feel the relationship is over. As soon as they ask you for a threesome.
Wow.
I mean, it just depends on the person you are. If you're down for all of that, then you're down for all of that.
Personally, I've never had a threesome, so I can't speak for
that. Are you saying you have?
I mean, I'm sorry
for myself too.
I'm not sorry about that because, I'm good, but...
Nah, but the real question is, do y'all really feel like as soon as they ask you for a threesome, it's because you no longer satisfy them?
No.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Some people
disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. I disagree with
So talk to me. I want to know.
Well, I mean, I definitely get the perspective of it. If you're asking for somebody else to come into the relationship, in the concept of what you're saying, it's like, well, then maybe this person isn't enough. That's why you need somebody else. So I get that. But I also feel like people have different urges or different things. Like you said, getting to know somebody. And what I mean by that is, if your girl has had a fantasy of being with another woman, or when you're out with her, she's like, yeah, babe, look at her.
She wants another man, Keith.
I don't know girls like that.
All of a sudden, you no sabe nada. All of a sudden, no sé. Me don't know. Me don't know.
Yo no sé nada.
Me no pique English. I don't know.
Nada.
Not me.
I mean, because, bro, I'm with you. Like, especially, it's easier for guys to visualize, oh, man, my shorty wants a threesome, and the first thing we think is she's bringing another woman in the picture. But it completely changes when it's another dude.
There's a lot of men who actually are interested in a gangbang or whatever they're called.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But not with wifey. I don't think those men actually consider that woman as far as like wife, like no, like because if I'm considering, well, I know different men are different, but majority of the men, especially the ones that I know, once we give the shorty a title as wifey, that's wifey, and I'm letting my killers know that's wifey. Now, if I'm around my killers and I label my shorty as a bitch, like, yeah, because, this B, and all this, and B, then that's exactly how my dudes are going to portray her as. Oh, she's a B, she's down, she's for the team, she's for the squad. But as soon as a man changes his verbiage, it's like, nah, that's wifey. Or checks his dude, like, yo, don't call her that, man. Like, yo, dudes is going to be like, all right, that's off limits. Mm-hmm. That's a red light. We don't even play around with that. when it comes to that. Like
Right.
what? Because you don't think that? Okay, so
Listen,
you haven't met men that are committed. I understand.
No,
I
it's
got
not even that. Hold up now. He's trying to make me look like the bad guy.
you. No, I'm not making you look at the bad guy. I'm just making you look like you live in Kissimmee where there's a bunch of deadbeats. I got you.
Why do you think I'm not dealing with anybody in Kissimmee, huh?
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. No, because I understand. Because you got kids, I got
You
kids.
live in Kissimmee, so you gotta watch that.
Nina, you got kids?
I got kids.
No, I understand that because you got kids, we got kids, and we have to be aware as far as who we bring around our kids. So the
thank you
question,
for letting everybody know where I live, though. Now, please stop. I'm just kidding.
you do live in Kissimmee? No, I'm just playing. Nah, I'm just saying though, if so being that we all got kids, I'm now with your mother and things like that. What would your step parent application be? What would your step parent application be? Can you give me the top 3 requirements? Because these are requirements because we're talking about having this person around our kids. They're not a mess around because if there was, they wouldn't be around your kids.
Right.
This is somebody that you actually want to be around your kids. What are the top 3 things that we all look for?
I got one.
What's your one?
I didn't even write 3 things. Literally, I said it's simple. If I can trust them. Period. And the reason I say that is because I can trust me. Mm-hmm. So if I trust them, then I know I can bring that person around my kids because I know I trust my judgment of character. Mm-hmm. Now, am I perfect? No. Can things go wrong? Yes. Do things go wrong? Yes. But as far as what my application would be is literally, if I can trust this person. Mm-hmm. And it takes a lot for me, like, to trust somebody. A lot of times, I give the benefit of the doubt first. Like, I give you the chance, like, I'll give you the trust, and once you mess it up, you mess it up. But it's like, when it comes to my kids, I gotta feel like I can trust you and know that you're loyal because I don't just bring anybody around.
Got you. So trust is your only requirement. Bella, what would be your top 3?
To be honest?
Yes, please. Or you could be brutally honest. You
Or
could
was
be
that
honest or brutally
Yeah.
honest. One of those 2. Well, so which one is it?
I mean, I definitely gotta say trust is one of them.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Okay.
And faithfulness, dude.
And faithfulness.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because,
I'm just gonna bite my tongue for right now. Nina, what are your top 3?
Of course.
I personally don't bring nobody around my kids, and that's my problem. Cause I feel like number one is my house and it's my home. I'm not bringing nobody into my house and my home. It's just not gonna happen. For me, number 2, my kids don't need a step parent. They don't need a stepfather because they have a father. Their father is actively involved in their life. So I don't need a stepfather for them.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So for me, the person is for me. The person is not for my kids.
Right.
That's how I see it.
But what if okay, so their father's got a new woman in their life.
And he does.
Okay.
Oh, he's actually with the girl he was with before me, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah.
Go figure out. But hey, didn't we just talking about it? They were
I know who would get back with you.
We were together for 10 years. We were together for 12 years, and all my kids are his. And then when we broke up, he went back. They got back together, which I think they were probably talking the whole time, but I don't really care.
I disagree with y'all. I disagree with the woman on this panel.
What happened?
Why?
I disagree with it.
Wait, she has a question.
What happens if your kids are sitting there saying, I want a stepdaddy?
Well,
because my daughter did that.
My daughter does do that. My daughter,
crazy.
yeah, my daughter. She's 13. My youngest one, she does say that. She's like, "What are you waiting for? You need to have a boyfriend because I need a stepdaddy."
Also, but that's just more for you, not for her.
And, no, but she says I want a stepdaddy, and I'm like, "But you
I still don't
need
think it's for her.
You don't. Yeah, she does. I said, "But you don't. You see, I don't bring nobody around my kids, so that doesn't mean I'm not dating somebody. It just means that they don't see it.
Yeah,
What are you doing on the
I
holidays?
hear you.
Is that because
my house is
I
my
disagree
house.
with that
I
because
But, I mean, if you have a person that's your
don't bring
person, you don't spend the holidays with
you
them?
gotta understand. Again, I'm saying, like I said, I have a completely different female brain. Like I don't bring nobody into my house. That is my house. I bought it. I bought the table that goes with it, so it's mine. I don't bring nobody. That's my kid's home, and I don't bring nobody there. Not a soul. You can pick me up. We can
Bro,
go out. I don't bring nobody to
If
the
that's
house.
her decision, it is what it is.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta
It is what
respect
it
it.
is.
So the reason why I disagree with that is because, you know, you responded, and like how you said, it's not for your kids, it's for me.
Correct.
I disagree with that notion because if I'm gonna have this woman around, she is going to influence my kids, whether I like it or not. She is going to have an influence. So I'm not sorry, but yeah, it's not just for me, it's also for my kids. Now, a lot of people commented as far as what's your top 3 requirements for your step-parent application. True says, trust, respect, and actually loving my child as your own. I feel like that's important. Trust, know their boundaries and respect. Family-oriented, loving, and respectful. I get that. My top 3 would probably be, I'm going to throw in trust there because you got to trust them. I'm going to throw in family-oriented. She needs to be... Not that she needs to be a mother, but she needs to know how to play a mother role.
Right.
Like she needs to, like, family oriented.
Right.
Ella tiene que saber, right?
Right.
And number 3 is ambition. The woman, she needs to have ambition. Ambition for what? Ambition for her own self-growth. That she's still doing better. With that she's not satisfied where she's at, that she still wants to grow, she still wants to move forward, she still wants to take steps ahead. Because, like I said, that's going to influence my kids. Now, I get it. The kids, they're going to listen to what mommy and what daddy says. But the reality is, we are all influenced by our environment.
That's why I don't bring nobody around my kids.
I said it. Keith is over there. He still wants to rebut that. But
I
I just want
to,
okay.
but it is what it is. Like,
it's a choice.
Nobody comes to my house. I don't know, no men sleep in my house. Like, no, it's off limits.
But you don't think, okay, so you don't think being with a man, could be for both you and your kids because
my kids don't need a stepfather.
No, it's not even that. It's showing them what love can be. You know, teaching them
and
what they can accept.
I can agree with that, but it's still going to be a no for me.
I feel like you feel like that because I feel like you think your kids are old enough, they're grown enough, and they know better already. I feel like maybe your perspective would change if they was younger, if they was like 5 years old.
Maybe, but
like that.
So, you know.
And that's the thing, as far as understanding where people are coming from. It's not like, oh no, you're wrong because I can't tell you you're wrong because I need okay, so how old are your kids? Or how much do you even live with your kids? Like, you know, there's things that we need to understand where people's come from. We need to understand the backstory instead of just, you should be doing this or you shouldn't be like.
For me, I have girls. I have 2 girls and a boy. So my son's in the military now, so he's out the house, but the 2 girls still live in the house. And I don't like them to see, they've never seen me with anybody. They've always just seen me with their dad, that's it. They've never seen me. And I hope
you're consistent with that. You know? Stay consistent.
I've been 100%, I have not been with my kid's father in 10 years. And I've been 100% consistent with that. I don't bring nobody around my kids. Not a soul. You know, doesn't mean I'm not dating.
And it's funny because when men ask a woman, what is it that you want? What is it that you want from me? What is it that you're looking for? You know, different women have different responses to that. But the most general and common response is they want a man to be stable and they want, they want stability and they want consistency. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then my question is, how come men are not as vocal as women when it comes to stability and consistency? So I'm gonna ask you guys one question, simple question. Has a man ever responded to you in that way? Like, have you ever asked a man that question and he tells me, I want stability and consistency? If I gotta think about it, then not often. If it has, then not often.
So here's the thing. They haven't really asked in that type of way, but they do get upset if I don't reach out, like consistently, being consistent with my outreach to them. Like, oh, so if I don't call you, you don't call me, type of thing. And I'm like, but I just. But
that's not what I mean because I feel like if you don't respond, if you don't reach out, then I feel like you're being consistent with that. You feel me? So I feel like, okay, I get you, but that's what I mean as far as like this is who I am. And I'm gonna be consistent with who I am.
Right, but they want that from me. Like this particular person always wants me to.
Well, then tell them to go back and find another puzzle piece that fit their heart because it's not you.
But it's not.
They're trying to mold you into that piece, like you said, right?
And it's like I told them I'll be brutally honest. This was our conversation. The same way you want reassurance, I want reassurance.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm constantly wasting my time by hitting you up because I don't know where you're at. So I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I am a completely different female. Like I'm not like the typical girl. Like, oh my god, no, that's not me.
You're not just gonna hit me up for sex.
Yeah, no, and he doesn't do that, but he wants me to always hit him up. I'm just saying, like, exactly. You know what I mean?
First thing on my thing is. He just wants to smash.
Okay, so the point of this conversation is that stability and consistency is extremely important for men as well. For
in a relationship, period, you need to have that.
And I just think, and don't get me wrong, but I think that men can. It's gonna sound really bad, but I think that men can easily be satisfied, or they'll pick, like you said, from the buffet. So they're not really worrying about you being consistent and stable because guess what? I'll eat shrimp over here, or I'll eat some steak over here, or I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
She's talking about F-boys.
That's what she said.
I know, but they generalize that like that. I know, but you see our faces? I looked up and I saw your face and I'm like, okay, we don't relate. So
I heard men. That's why I'm like, men do that? Men don't do that. Wait a minute. Oh, she's talking about fucking niggas. Oh,
I'm just.
And there's a difference. See, here's the thing, and I literally had it written down. It's like this.
Bring it.
What you're talking about is for boys. That's for boys.
Yeah.
That's for boys that are still out there playing.
Correct.
Boys will be boys,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not for men. And you said men, which is why I swear I looked up and I looked at your face. I'm like, no, that's not a man. A man wouldn't do what you're saying because a man that's ready to settle down ain't out there picking at buffets and doing stuff. He's trying to reassure that woman that, look, I'm ready to settle down and I'm going to show you that. Mm-hmm. That all these other women don't mean anything to me. They can be there all they want, but I want to spend my time and focus on you.
But they're there.
Just like you got all the options. As a woman, you can literally step out your door,
women
down the street.
Women have more options than men.
And right there, you saying they shouldn't be there?
Women, right?
As a woman, how do you get rid of all yours?
I don't have it.
You do.
I don't. My phone, look, have you heard it ring once? No, it's dry.
I have to disagree with that.
I totally disagree with that.
But I'm not gonna come out like that. I'm gonna have a different approach with it. Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it brutally honest. I went through my whole phase in which it didn't matter. I just wanted to get off. Just to keep it brutally honest, I was going through a phase of my life where I was still heartbroken and I was still hurt, and I'm going through my life and I'm trying to fulfill that void within myself with just this physical pleasures and things like that. And at the end of the day, all it did was deteriorate my soul, because at the end of the day, all it did was make me feel even empty. And not just empty, it also made me feel dirty. Not just dirty, it also made me feel like I didn't have enough self-worth, and not just that, but self-respect as well. So I agree with you that I wouldn't say men. I would say
say it.
Boys. People that aren't ready to commit, aren't ready to settle.
No, I'm gonna say wounded people. I feel like that's a better word, because that boys are really wounded. They just don't know it. They're ignorant to the fact and they need some healing so they can start acting like a man. Okay. So I'm going to say wounded people do that, because women do that too. Let's keep it brutally honest. Yeah. Women go through their phases where, you know what, F this dude, I'm just going to talk with all these, and then at the end,
I've never had a quote unquote whole face. Never. And I'm gonna be that. Iris.
Okay, have you ever spoken with more than one man at one time?
No.
Okay, cool. Te salvaste con esa.
No. I tell you, I've never had a whole phase, and I've had this conversation with my boy from Tampa, and he's always, Nina, you need to have a whole phase. I said, no, I don't. I'm good. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm good. I've never had a whole phase. Like I said, I'm a different breed. And they can attest to that. Iris will tell you, she'll tell you, Angie will tell you, they'll tell you.
Angie's saying you're lying your ass off to watch out for the camera because your Pinocchio nose is about to hit it. I don't know. You could talk to her after, I guess. Betty,
I know
empty because
Theo
you're
knows.
emptying yourself into someone who isn't or wasn't for you. Y'all drain each other. Okay, I'm with that. But if you don't reach out or show interest, and don't expect the same from that person. This is not a kid's
That's
game
just talking to
on
me.
waiting to who said good morning or hi first. To be honest with you,
I agree.
if Shorty wants to hit me up every day, fine. If Shorty wants to go through the whole week without hitting me up, fine. I'm good either way. At the end of the day, I am good either way. I don't need nobody to be, and this is not just for a woman or a relationship. This is talking about everybody in this whole world. I don't care if y'all reach out to me. Y'all reach out to me whenever y'all feel like. Why?
So,
because we all have our own lives.
I have a
Respect
question.
my space. I'm going to respect yours.
And I have a question in regards to that. If you was really feeling a girl, like a woman or whatever, and you was trying to build with that person, would it bother you that she doesn't reach out to you? That it goes 3 or 4 days without her reaching out to you? Would it bother you?
I would feel happy.
I know that
I would feel glad. Why? Because that's a realization. You know, okay, she don't hit me up and solo and all of that. So, all right, cool. Maybe
Yeah,
that's just her love language. That's number one. Number two, if I'm really fiending for her to hit me up, then that tells me something about myself. I'm attached to that situation. I'm gonna finish that thought
We'll
towards the
get back
end.
to that.
But I just want to know. I don't do
Listen,
online dating.
I've
You say you didn't. Have you ever done online dating?
Never done.
Never.
Never done.
I
never had a Tinder.
I told you I had a whole
Never.
thing, so I was
Never
swiping left.
had
and
I still
center.
do.
any of that.
I wasn't on
Never.
no trashy ass
Never.
one ever.
POF? POF, right? Plenty of fish. Dude told me about POF, and I thought he wanted to go fishing or something. He was like, no, bro, it's app. Check this out.
Yeah.
Check. I was like, no,
Let
get
me
that
just
shit out of
say-
here. It's fat bitches there.
There was
That's
this
what it
one
is.
person
That's what it is,
that
right?
just, oh my gosh.
See, look, I
He
can
was all
vouch for
cuddly
her.
though.
Thank
Right
you.
off the bat, I was like, bro.
And she's known me for years, since I was a kid.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, if y'all okay with online dating and y'all don't see nothing wrong with that, you know, it is what it is. Whatever y'all think is whatever y'all think. I really don't care. What I do care about is how do you guys feel if you are dating somebody online and you met them on Christian Mingle, whatever, one of these sites, whatever.
Facebook, social media, it could be off of IG.
No, thank you.
But they still advertising that they're single. So you met this person on Tinder. Y'all vibing. Y'all been dating for like 2 weeks now. For whatever, you go back to your Tinder. Like, and now y'all could ask me, why are you doing back on your Tinder? But let's just say you're on your Tinder, and then you see the person's profile there, like still single, still searching, and wouldn't y'all feel a certain way? Like, wouldn't you
I
doubt
used to.
what y'all building?
Well,
or you see new pictures
I
up.
used to. Okay, new pictures is a different story.
I mean, here's
but
the thing.
Hey.
like, I don't know. I feel like if we are keeping it real and we are, you know, keeping our options open, let it be known. And if you're gonna feel some type of way, then let that be known. Like, hey, I think I'm feeling some type of way about you still being available for other people to reach out to you. Maybe y'all can talk about being exclusive. You get what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because the way I felt about this whole situation was we're only dating.
Correct.
Exactly.
You've only, it's only
You
been
damn
2
right
weeks.
I'm going to still have my account up.
only-
We're
I mean,
only
granted,
dating. We didn't have that conversation of being exclusive. I didn't say
Exactly.
you're my girl because we met 2 times or we've been consistently talking for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I'm still dating, which means you found me on the app because I was looking for somebody. I'm still looking. I don't know if you're going to be it yet. That damn sure not going to know in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I got to figure out if you are, but it's not like I'm hopping around checking out all the options. I'm being consistent with this person, but if somebody else is out there, it's like, hey, I'm not attached to you.
Have you ever put her feelings in consideration as far as
Yes.
how it might make her feel?
Yes.
Still saying that.
Yes.
Let's say she's really feeling you.
But what I mean by
But
that
what's
is
gonna
by
happen-
being
but it's
honest.
only
But
2
by
weeks.
being
Exactly.
honest.
It's
By
only
telling
2
her that.
weeks.
I know, but
It takes people
yeah,
2
I
days
mean,
to
I'm
yeah.
just saying, but
If you keep
but
it straight up,
and you are
That's
100% right. Like I
That's
said, you
true.
can fall in love at first sight.
Oh, you
but
think you fell in love.
right, but
You
like Keith said, if y'all haven't had that conversation of exclusivity, then single until otherwise notified. That's how I always say.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I meant to say as far as consistency and stability. Like, for an example, if I'm with a shorty and we've been vibing for X amount of time, let's not even say 2 weeks, let's say a whole year. But we're still dating. It's still nothing serious. We're still figuring things out and things like that. And she's like, oh, she's a ride or die. She's always there for me. Papi, I got you. I support you. You know, I'm always there for you and all this and all that. Yeah, because everything is good and everything is flowing the way it should be. But then it comes to a point in my life where maybe an emergency happened. We all know we're with COVID this year. I've had some things happen in my own personal life, and things just pop up. Things happen. And you're the person that I've been with for a whole year. I want you to be the person that I can go to, that I can confide in, that I can trust, that I can vent without you thinking that I'm just complaining because I've been bottling up inside too long. Like, I just came to you. If you know me, you already know how long it took me to make the decision to come to you and how much courage I had to build to even approach you as far as, Ma, this is what I'm going through. And then Shorty flakes, or Shorty takes it personal, or Shorty makes it like it's all about her, or Shorty's like, she uses it, oh, you just coming in F for an excuse because you don't want to see me no more. And I'm like, wait a minute, I never said that. I'm just saying, like, I got some family issues or something like that, and she dips. Would you guys agree that if in that scenario, I wouldn't trust that woman as much as I did before? In that scenario, do y'all feel like the chemistry and the dynamics changed once she showed me that she was down when everything's going good, but as soon as a hiccup down the road happens, now I'm blocked on every social media?
You want to know why though? You want
Let's
to know?
keep it
that's
real.
extreme.
You want to know why though?
That's extreme, but okay.
Why?
Let's see.
Because she has insecurities of her own to deal with.
And
you
hit the
haven't
nail on the head.
but you also haven't reassured.
And you
her
know Stitches
position
and me don't
in
agree
your
on a lot.
life.
I haven't reassured her position. Listen,
In your life.
Listen, if
just
I
saying.
tell you
It takes a bad
that you're
situation
just
to
a
show you
mess
true
around,
colors.
That's different. That's different. But have you told her that?
well, it was only 2 days. You
Okay,
said it was only 2 days.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying. Right.
I thought we don't know if I'm going to keep her around yet. I thought we didn't know this.
Hey, you gotta understand that if you like the sex, of course, and if you like her personality, you gotta take in consideration that. And if you're going to be looking around, are you?
But you haven't had a conversation of exclusivity, so guess what? Single until otherwise notified.
Well, yeah, of course.
Bottom
but
line.
are you what are you doing to yourself by looking around while you're talking to somebody and sleeping with somebody that you like already? Are you confusing yourself? Because you can potentially confuse your heart like that.
I feel like you confuse yourself, especially when you're talking to multiple people at one time. If you're talking to multiple people, you're getting so much different stories and you're absorbing all of this that at the end of the day, you don't even know, you can't even distinguish what from what. You thought she was allergic to peanuts and this one is allergic to strawberry, but they're both allergic to shrimp. And you don't even know. So I do agree. I do agree with the fact as far as it does lead to confusion. But I'm just saying, like, if I told you you're just a mess around, if I told you that we're just smashing, if I told you I don't see a future with you, and she still wants to be down, she's still telling me it's okay,
then it's her fault.
Okay, so how about
then it's her fault.
Then it's her fault and it's her responsibility.
It's her responsibility because you've been honest with her from the beginning. Because there's a difference now. If you don't tell her anything and you're doing all these beautiful things for her, whatever, making her feel some type of way, bringing, showing up Christmas Day in a Santa suit. I'm just saying,
so,
right?
You mean if you're just a good guy?
No, wait. Hold on. Wait.
I mean, you didn't say anything extravagant. I mean, you just.
Time out.
Are we getting good now, guys?
I got some more shit to say. Yes, you
Go ahead.
you can say the good guy, right? But then when now this girl has feelings for you, and then you're like, oh no, but wait, I don't see a future with you. But what the were you just doing this whole year?
But
right.
but
You know
if
what I'm
I
saying?
told you,
But you never said anything
Not only-
until a year later.
And not only that, like he's mentioning, oh, you've been down for so long, but we still nothing. But then when she wants to step away, a few months down the line, oh, I miss you. Oh, you were. I love your vibe.
Sneaking in through your window and stuff. I'm just saying. Child, please. Don't even get me started. It's a whole nother topic.
She's like this. Save it for your show.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness I ain't gotta go through all that. That's not
Exactly.
That's
like
that
I
whack.
said, that's not number 4. I'll tell you
Niggas
that.
climbing through the windows. That's that whack.
Yes.
Nina, but what if I told her that this is the deal?
Right.
What if I told her, but I'm still playing the boyfriend role.
Okay, but
even if I told her what the deal was.
But you told her, and that's the key. That's the key word right there.
So don't
you
get mad
told her.
when she
You expressed yourself. Now, if she didn't listen, that's her fault.
So
y'all listening,
this,
ladies?
So
y'all listening?
and as a guy, I'm listening. So is this the one scenario where actions don't speak louder than words?
Yes.
So if I say in the beginning, I don't want to be in a relationship. Look, I just got out of a relationship and I don't want to be in one.
Right.
But we hit it off and we doing us or whatever the case may be.
Right.
A couple of months down the line, you want to go to the movies, you want to hang out, you want to do stuff. Yeah, sure. I mean, we've been getting along for a few months now. Why not?
Right.
I mean, that's sort of dating stuff, but I still don't want a relationship. We're making it clear. I don't want that.
Then
now, I'm going to your family functions, the holidays is coming up, I'm meeting moms, and all these things, right? But not
that
you.
wouldn't happen
I know,
with me.
because nobody meets nobody with you, and I get
Exactly.
that. I'm just
It is
saying,
what it is.
the scenario. But my actions show I'm going to be there for you. I'm meeting your family. I'm doing everything your man should be doing.
Right.
But I'm telling you,
Right.
I don't want a relationship.
But you're
so the actions
saying it.
don't speak louder than words.
You're hurting yourself at that point because
but
you know later on down the line you're gonna be back in her.
Because
so now I know
at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, your comeback to her is always gonna be. But I told you in the beginning I didn't want a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that you have to fall back on, and that's where her.
So
where
her
she's
hurt
saying
and her
you can
pain
think
is
something,
her
but you can do it a
responsibility,
different way.
even though
because-
I've been portraying everything I don't want.
Because you said I don't want a relationship. You made it clear from the beginning that you didn't want.
But I didn't make it clear.
You did. You said it.
But my actions
Yeah,
made
so
it not
actions
clear.
So
Actions
let
do
me
speak
ask you.
louder.
Let me ask you this question. Because you said it, that means you should be an asshole to her. Excuse my
But
language.
see,
But I'm just asking a
I
question.
didn't say that. I'm just
I
saying
know you
I
didn't.
can still be being nice and
Correct.
saying it in the
Correct.
most polite way.
Correct.
Yes, Mom, I was doing boyfriend
Correct.
stuff, but I still don't want a relationship
Correct.
with you.
Yes.
And you said it. So that's what I'm saying. The fact that you said it, she should have taken a step back herself.
Exactly.
Or she should take a step back and say, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? He already said it, so I'm going to treat it as such.
So the woman
We
should
have
be
a great
checking
time.
herself. So the woman should be
Absolutely.
checking herself. What you got to say about
She
that?
should be checking
No,
herself.
a woman definitely should be checking herself.
Absolutely.
But if she's having fun and she's enjoying herself, then by all means, go ahead and do it. Because
Exactly.
hello,
So
you know,
somebody catch
we got
feelings.
needs too.
Exactly. I
But
mean,
it's not always just the woman who catches
I
feelings.
didn't say that. You see
Okay.
how I got attacked?
I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to clarify because I know we.
I've been doing this show a while. I know how to read the gender neutral.
I'm actually torn with that one because even if you did tell the shorty what the deal is, but you're still playing the boyfriend and hubby role, and we over here saying that the woman should be checking herself as far as limiting herself on how much she spends time, but shouldn't the man be checking himself too as far as how much time he gives her?
I agree 100%, but here's the thing.
You're putting your mind and your
allowing
heart at work
you
at
that
that
time
point.
too.
And see, that's why I
So
threw
you're
out the
gonna
example
take
of
it.
meeting the family. Because, like you said, as far as limiting, if I told Shorty all she is a smash, why am I
Exactly.
going to meet her family? Am I smashing at the family house? Like, is you like, yo, look, mom's is cooking,
Won't happen in
but
my house,
when the
but-
family outside, we gonna go in the bathroom because I've been dying to, like, they just remodeled this one. Why am I, if she's just a smash, why am I going with her to family functions? And that's
because
what
you
in
needed a
regards
holiday.
to, shouldn't the man be checking himself too?
Yeah.
Even if I came out and said,
Yeah.
because it could be the other way around.
I agree.
Women are savages nowadays. She
Exactly.
might be, I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun.
They've always
Exactly.
been. They just know how to keep it
back-
quiet. So.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I think the heartbreak is her responsibility, because at the end of the day, you can't rely on anybody else to heal your broken heart. But I do feel that the woman and the man are both at fault. Now, there's a difference between fault and responsibility. It doesn't matter whose fault it is; it's whose responsibility it is to fix it. So, if we're talking about this scenario where I told Shorty this is what the deal is, she caught feelings, something happened down the road, and her heart got broken. It doesn't matter if it was my fault or not. It's still her responsibility to heal herself. But I shouldn't be oblivious to the fact as far as owning up to some of the responsibilities on my own, because like we said, okay, so you told her it's just a smash, but you're still doing the family thing. Y'all still going to Thanksgiving. Y'all still spending New Year's together, and you're doing this and you're doing that. So at the end of the day, it does fall on both of them. But at the end, if I'm the one that told you you're just a mess around, then clearly I already detached myself, and I'm not gonna have feelings for you in that way.
Exactly.
And that's what I feel as far as that. Is it disrespectful to keep checking your phone while on a date?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It depends.
It's not disrespectful to keep checking it?
I mean, what if I have a sick child at home?
Why didn't you
then
take
why
care
are
of
you
it?
on the date?
Why
Yeah.
your child is somebody you can't trust?
My child is 13.
Then you're a bad mother.
Baby.
And I hope you tell me
You know
that so I
what I'm
could
saying?
drop
My
you right
child's
there.
13,
I'll pay the
baby.
tab still, but
And
that
I'm
is
gonna
good.
make sure that I'm close to home, so that if she does need me, I'm just gonna get up and go. I'm sorry, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and don't get me
just
wrong. I have kids too, so I'm not saying, I asked the question online, would you turn your phone off?
I wouldn't. And
a lot of people said no, they have
Right.
kids or they have family members that are sick, and those,
Right.
what if an emergency? And I get that.
Right.
I'm not saying you should turn your phone off, but if you're on a date, did you not plan to be there?
Yes, we planned it.
Okay, so that being said, then everything else should have been in line before that plan took place. And all I mean by that is this. If you have kids, like you said, first and foremost, why aren't your kids with someone you trust? Or in your case, your kids are old enough.
Right.
So you don't necessarily have to have them with a babysitter, but you want to know that they're okay.
Right.
So maybe before you go on the date, hey, are you guys good? Is everything okay at home?
Yeah,
Cool.
do that.
I'm going to be, you know where I am. If you need me in an emergency, call me. My phone will be on vibrate.
Yeah.
And it goes away. But if you're on the date and I'm sitting down and I'm having dinner with you, and it's, just making sure my kids are fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Keep saying what you were saying. Yeah, and you're going on and so on and so forth, and then it's just like, oh shit, did it ring? Did it ring? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard a beep. My apologies. But my daughter, she's really sick right now, and I just want to make sure she's okay. So my thing to that, and just to sort of have a little bit of a background on this, because when I asked the question, it wasn't something that happened to me personally. I wasn't on a date and somebody was disrespecting.
Bro, we got like 5 minutes.
Then
How
I'll
long
be
is
quick.
this backstory?
Real quick. So I was at a bar, and as I'm ordering a drink, I hear a woman say to a guy, like, you keep checking your phone. Why don't you just leave and go home? He was like, well, my daughter, and it was the same thing with the kid. She was like, well, then why don't you just go home and make sure she's good? And it made me want to ask social media. Like I said, it's 2020. Things are different. People, literally, your phone is attached to your hand or your wrist. You got the watch right here. It's attached to you. So my thing is this. If you plan to be on a date, why did you not plan for those things? Why didn't you not plan for your kids to be taken care of so that you don't
plan
have to
on
do
your
it?
kid getting sick.
Well, and the reason why I asked is because if it was the other way around, wouldn't you take it as disrespect? Or how long would you stay on a date with somebody that's
Hold
doing
on,
it
let
to
me
you?
have the last piece so we could keep moving forward. It's not disrespectful. What it is inconsiderate. It cannot be disrespectful because of their priorities. And it's very selfish for you to feel like you take priority over their kids or their own life and things that they have to deal with. So I do not believe that is disrespectful, but I am 100% as far as it's inconsiderate, because this is the time that I took to spend with you. You should have taken that time as well to spend it with me, because I'm not going to be talking to you and you're still on the phone. I don't care if you explained it or not. It doesn't matter to me. Don't be here. Or if something pops up, let me know. Hey, I came here, but I got to leave right away because whatever reason. You don't even got to explain yourself. We could take a ring check. We could reschedule. First impressions are extremely important. Do not give me the impression that you would rather be with me instead of making sure your kids are good. To finish off the show, let's stop this mentality. And I'm going to talk from a man's perspective. If I'm in a relationship, and now it's not just a relationship, my relations with other people, it could be my kids, it could be my parents, it could be it could be my friends and things like that. This mentality, as far as I'm saying, you're never going to find another person like me. Why? Because we can all be replaced. Your kids can't. Your mother and your father can't. No, those will be the exceptions. But when we're talking about relationships and things like that, we can all be replaced. Having that mentality as far as you're never going to find another man like me. Mm-hmm. That's very machista. And if it's a woman saying it, we're speaking out of our ego. Because at the end of the day, we all got options. Having that mentality changes how you behave in that relationship. So I'm telling you, you're never going to find a man like me.
Good,
so what the hell? Who cares? But we're still together.
Good, I don't want to.
But we're still together. No, you do, because you're in love with me and we're still together. So I'm telling you, you're never going to find a man like me, right? So if I have that mentality, I'm not going to treat you as good as you should be treated, because I'm like, it doesn't matter. She's going to stick around anyway. That's the issue I have as far as feeling like no one can replace you. At the end of the day, you can all be replaced in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. That's all about ego.
The experience, the love, and everything on the other hand cannot be replaced. But I do agree on not mentioning it, because when you're mentioning it, why do you have to feel the need to make it a point?
Yeah. You want to answer that your own question?
Why do you? No, I never do it. So how could I?
No, answer your own question. Like, why would somebody keep mentioning that?
Because I mean, obviously, you feel insecure about something to make sure, to feel the need to go ahead. Yeah. Yep.
Iris,
what are you not confident?
Iris, this should not bother you, because if you met online, you have to know that you are not the only one. But if you keep dating, eventually he will give you that place, but it has to be earned. Angie, dating is not serious. Some people take it serious. Yeah. Iris, I feel you really need to always develop a friendship before it becomes anything else. Correct. A friendship develops within years, not just weeks. I do agree with that, but sometimes you meet somebody where you just click right away, but that has to be consistent with the energy that you've been giving off to each other. Betty, but now we're adults enough, and I'm hoping mature enough to have that conversation and understand and completely agree. We do need to have this conversation. Like how Nina said, have the conversation. If this is what he said, or if this is what she said, then make your decision as far as what you want to move forward, instead of having this victim mentality where you're blaming other person. The only one you should be blaming is yourself. Angie, that means you are the asshole for still sticking around and messing with her. That's what we're talking about. I guess actions do speak louder than words, because if you're telling her no, but you're saying acting as is yes, then it's you're gonna mislead her.
How you said it's over, but you over here.
Right, Betty. But if your child is sick, why are you even out? That's great. Angie, phone's down. You are on a date. Time to get to know each other and have fun. Give your attention to that person. Iris, when people are on their phone on a date, it's because you are not interested. That's true.
And that's what I was gonna say. It shows that they have lack of interest in you. But I think you actually hit it on the head with the inconsiderate portion of it.
And on top of that, like, as adults, we don't have a lot of time to ourselves when we have kids. So why are you gonna miss that opportunity and chance? Leave your kids with somebody that you can trust. If they're sick, if they're if they got homework, whatever the case may be, leave your kids with them and then enjoy your time. That hour, the 2 hours, whatever the case may be. I know it's hard. I know it's very hard, but it's possible.
Time to give away the mask, guys.
Let's do it.
Well, first and foremost, I do not want to be stuck in this realm of normalcy. Because when we have routines and when we're so used to things, we tend to overlook things and overlook people and not appreciate them for who they really are. With that being said, I want to thank Bella, I want to thank Nina, I want to thank Keith for being here. I completely appreciate you guys taking your time, going out your way, being here, being a part of the season 2 season finale of Brutally Honest. I love you guys all, and y'all already know I'm just a phone call away for anything you guys need.
Yes, definitely. And I want to say thank you for allowing us.
Yes, thank you for having us as well.
Time to give it away.
How we gonna do this?
The first mask. What's your friend's name that lives in New York?
Iris.
Iris. Thanks so much for commenting. I fully appreciate you. We'll work it out so I can ship it to you. It's pink, by the way. I don't know if you can see it with the red lights.
That's purple.
And hot pink.
We don't have
Are we sure hot pink?
we don't have enough disagreements today, so.
All right, so cool.
So she's throwing it in one color.
Tell me you don't want the mask, and I'm gonna tell you do. And the second winner is Love Bella.
Why, thank you.
Thank y'all all for tuning in. I love y'all all. Season 2, season finale, Brutally Honest. I fully appreciate that. I'm surprised we spoke about all the topics except for one, because I'm saving that for some other time, which is why we shouldn't have no attachments. I am tuning out. I have been your host, Stitches NBC. That's nothing but classics music. And my beautiful guest with me will be tuning out now.
Love, peace, and hair grease, girl Nina Rock.
And it's Love Bella.
And your boy Brutal Key. Y'all too solid.
Brutally Honest, Unfiltered. See y'all next time, guys.
Bye.